I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me is there's many things that stick out. It's this loss of innocence youth that is in these spaces. And then there's this like moment where they're all hugging him. He has this like nervous smile, and you see, it really nails in the lost innocence of these children. Can you tell us about these children, how this project came about? And come a little closer to me. Yeah, I won't let you. And just tell us how this whole inception of the project came about and your experience with these children.
Yeah, sure. So I have lived in Haiti for more than 7 years, so nearly a decade I've been covering Haiti as a journalist and a foreign correspondent and a doc filmmaker. And so I had been wanting to work on a film around displacement, but specifically following kind of the human effects of it rather than like headline pieces, because there's not a ton of coverage on what's going on in Haiti and access is quite difficult. So yeah, we just wanted to follow a family, or in this case, these 3 kids who lost both of their parents to the gang wars in Port-au-Prince, and try to kind of like humanize that experience and try to kind of make it this story accessible to a more global audience.
Yeah. Thanks for asking about the loss of innocence, because I think that's at the heart of this film. It's something that any audience around the world can relate to. And what really, Jess and I met in Haiti, like we've worked on a couple different other projects in the country, and we both have a personal connection to the place, and it's really dear to us. But we spent this time in the country with Macul and his adopted family, and that was wonderful. And we spent like a day and a half back in Port-au-Prince on our way back out of the country, because logistically it's difficult to get around, and we were really kind of demoralized by how common stories like this are. When you tell people that you filmed a documentary about a teenage boy whose parents were burned alive by a gang, they're unfazed. And it's hard being in a place where life doesn't have very much value.
You can feel it. It's really powerful. How did you find the subject, and how did that come about?
We had a lot of support from Summit's education, because I have like 40 schools in the Plateau Central, where I lived for the first 3 years before I moved to the capital. And so we were trying to find a student in one of those schools who had been displaced, and I interviewed, because I speak Haitian Creole fluently, and so I interviewed several different kids, and Macul kind of like stood out to me with his story, and just the way he speaks, it's really, he's a really good storyteller, and he speaks really well, and so,
Yeah, he almost feels like an old soul, but is that from the experience, or was he born that way? Was it human nature, or was it
Yeah, I know, that's a great question. I actually, when we were like chatting, I was like, you were literally saying so much stuff that like, I feel like after years of reporting, like it's just language that I felt like was so much older than a 16-year-old. Like I definitely did not speak that eloquently at that age, so yeah.
And then the decision to use the archival like gang hip-hop footage intertwined with your footage, how did that come about? Was that planned from the beginning, or was that a discovery?
I really kind of wanted to loop that into the film, because so a lot of the gang leaders in Haiti are rap artists, and like some of them have won YouTube awards, but also like everybody's pretty chronically online due to like insecurity. So you're getting like hundreds of like security updates every day on WhatsApps. People are like sending these like really kind of brutal imagery of just what's going on, and they're sharing these songs, and so it's really like loud, and it kind of mixes with the like loudness of the streets, and so we really wanted to like convey that throughout the film. And yeah.
Yeah, oh, and I was just going to say, like, draw a sharp contrast between the peace of the countryside and the loudness and, like, trippiness, craziness of this city.
Yeah, the brutality and ugliness and then the beautiful. It was really beautifully done.
Thanks.
Is there any questions from the audience?
First of all, thank you for the film. It was really powerful and also beautifully shot as well.
Thank you.
I have actually two questions. So first one is I'm wondering if the kid Nelson, right, watched the film or the community around him. Did you show the film to him and his community? And I'm curious about the reaction.
Yeah, I sent it to him. I had been in contact with him up until like recently. Gangs have recently attacked that area, so like it's pretty inaccessible. I have not heard back from him, so we're hoping he's okay. And like there are plans to like screen it in some of the schools and in Port-au-Prince. I have like a different community network there that we're trying to like share this film to like the community of Mirabelet and elsewhere in Haiti and the country.
And sorry, I have just one more question. So you partially answered my second question as well, actually, because I wanted to ask you what's the relationship with the kid like now, and also if you have any plan to like keep the relationship in some way with the kid.
No, and I mean like part of like one of our dreams is just to like be able to like engage him in like panel discussions and an educational like distribution of like the film in the future. To be able to like have him part of that conversation.
Honestly, there's a lot of it that's complicated logistically with the insecurity in the country, but that's like a big priority for us.
How would you do that?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible, and I mean like there's people in the Central Plateau where he lives that we can bring him where there's Wi-Fi and connection, but. From his, it's like pretty like difficult logistically at the moment just because of like the insecurity.
And will there be repercussions from him doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, fantastic job. I'm curious about, did you receive any sort of pushback when you were filming this? He's talking in the film about how they relocated and people were suspicious of him. Even though you live in, there's probably still that sort of outsider idea that some people have. I'm just curious if you had if you faced any pushback or difficulty in telling the story.
Personally for me as like a director?
Yeah, or just in any context, honestly.
Actually not really. They were really pretty open from the get-go. I know the community really well. Once you start speaking fluent Haitian Creole and like Haiti, people are like, oh my God, okay, cool. Like, they love to say you're practically Haitian. I'm not, obviously, but like, so in the community, no, I didn't really feel that when we were there. I thought everybody was really like, open. And also like, when we went in prior to that, like, we sat down with the community and like, talked to them about it and let them ask questions, and it was a conversation. It wasn't really us coming in and being like, we're doing this film. Like, yeah, they were pretty engaged from the start.
Thank you.
I want to know at what point did it, I know that the people who live there kind of have to accord it as their everyday reality. Because you didn't grow up in the same environment, was there any point where you felt kind of what was going on become normalized as part of your own experience, or did it always seem as shocking as it seems to us seeing it in this level of detail for this time?
Having lived there for so long and covering conflict in Haiti as a journalist, I felt a little bit equally desensitized at some points. But I don't know, like I've spent a bit outside of the country now where like working on this film and the edit and having to go through the archival imagery and like, I think I noticed even on the shoot, like that story really weighs on you and the stuff that you're seeing and having to like, listen to it, it's pretty heavy. So there's a lot of self-care that
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I'll say too is like, being an American, we have like a tradition of rap music culturally that has, it's an organism of its own, and like it's like starts allegedly from this gangster rap place, and so like we're familiar with that, but it feels alienated from violence. And so for me, like editing with Jess and going through these clips of gangster rap in Haiti, when I know literally, you see literally the people are WhatsApping videos of people being murdered, and it was brutal in a way that it really bothered me for a while. And it's interesting, like this pop culture imagery clashing with the material consequences of that culture. Yeah.
What was the school? How did the school maintain that positive vibe in this class?
Their curriculum is pretty amazing. Like they start every school day with like reflection and meditation, and like they're pretty special, and they're trying to they kind of work on like a model school network across the country. So like that's kind of their MO, I think, within the school's way of being. And also I don't know, I mean, I feel like when you're in Haiti, people aren't carrying around the weight of it of what's going on, out in the open. I feel like it's pretty much like they go to school every day. They try to teach the kids. They try to kind of carry a positive message and vision for the country. There's not really it feels like they're really trying to they compartmentalize quite well.
I would say also, in contrast to a lot of the other education system that does exist in Haiti, Summit's education provides free schooling, and it provides education in Haitian Creole, which typically most schools are private in Haiti. You have to pay for them, and the education is in French, which in public life in Haiti is essentially obsolete. It's just like the language of the elite.
Yeah, that teacher is.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Was there other footage that you had of her that is not in the film, or what did you find out about her? Because she's just a beautiful woman. I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, she works with Summits and schools in that school. We really focused mostly on Macul, but we spent the day with her in the school and have that footage. But yeah.
So what is happening now with he's obviously still there, or is he moved?
No, he's, as far as we know, last time I spoke to him, he's staying put and they're trying to not flee again. But the reality is that gangs have moved into Mirabelais where they are now, which is pretty unique because that's never happened before, and Mirabelais has just always been very peaceful. And yeah, so they might, I assume if they're pushed out again, they'll probably have to go up north to Cap-Haïtien, where a lot of people are staying now.
The other thing that stuck out to me is when he's talking about how he loves his home, this is where he was raised, and it's just that resonates so, home is so important to us as human beings, and it's so universal. It's just such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, I mean, I feel too that in political discourse, especially in the United States, there's when people talk about illegal immigration or people coming over undocumented, they don't really understand that so many people don't want to flee their place. I have a lot of Haitian friends who are currently in the States on TPS, the temporary protected status. And they miss Haiti. Their goal is to work and return to Haiti if it's better, but reality, the gangs are making it very impossible at the moment.
And what are you trying to do next with the film?
Trying to show it at other festivals and hopefully get some sort of distribution, or show it at schools and different educational resources. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.